Welcome to our training for new real-time users. In this video, you will learn how to access the real-time website, log in with your username and password, take a quick navigation tour, and learn how to access student information. We know your time is valuable, so let's get started. After you decide what browser you're going to use, type this into your URL address bar. In my example, I typed real-time after the last backslash in the address, but you will have to complete the address with some form of your district or organization name. Your administration can provide this to you. In some cases, you will not need to type this address if your tech department has created a desktop icon or a link on your district's homepage for you to use. Now we can press Enter to continue. If you are interested in saving our site as a bookmark or an icon on your desktop, use the exact URL we just entered. Notice that it redirects to another address. Using this address for the bookmark will not work properly. To log into real-time, you will need to know your username and initial password, which are provided by your administration. The username is not case sensitive. In most cases, it will be your first letter of your first name and your full last name, but that format is decided by your administration. If you have this option, you can save your username. Clicking this box will save your username for 8 hours. Now we are ready to enter your initial password. The password is case sensitive. If you do not know it or forget it, use the Forgot Password button. Entering your username and email address will email password reset information to you. If you are not successful with entering your password or using the Forgot Password button after multiple attempts, contact your school's administration to receive an initial password. Let's move on since I know my password. Clicking this icon will display a keyboard, which allows you to use your mouse or touchpad to enter the password or type your password to continue. The next step requires that you answer security questions. Notice the red statement with the minimum requirement of questions to answer. Your page may have a different number of questions, but the process is the same whether your minimum is 2 or 10. Select the question you would like to answer, type the answer, and click Save. The answers are not case sensitive. Next, let's click on the Password tab. First, type the initial password you just used to access real-time. Now it is time to create your own personal private password. The format requirements have been decided by administration and will display in this box as you type. This meter will let you know the strength of your password. If you would like a great password, you will have to create a lengthy password mixing letters, numbers, and symbols. Retype the password and click Submit. The next screen will display asking if you would like to remember this computer. The answer is up to you, but if you are currently using your personal computer, you may want to select Yes, Permanently Remember, so you will not have to answer the security question again. You must enter the correct answer to your security question for your selection to save. Welcome to real-time. First, let's go to the icons at the top right of your page. In this video, we do not review every option in detail. That will be for you to investigate after this video, but let's look at a few. First, to My Menu. Clicking on this icon will provide a definition of what this function offers. This feature allows real-time users to create shortcuts for frequently used menu options. It simply saves clicks and helps you when you can't remember the menu path. A link to add or edit these shortcuts, and your current list of My Menu options. If you use certain functions in real time every day, you will want to investigate this area after the video. Think of this area as your bookmarks or favorites of real time. Next is the icon for My Messages. The envelope can be white, indicating you have viewed all your messages or don't have any new messages, or green to indicate new and unread messages. You will see a list of your messages like your email inbox. Follow the prompts or review your button options to manage your mail. These are messages sent concerning activity in real time. Some examples of messages are discipline events that have been entered for a student, you have a new student enrolled in your class, or you have a request to respond to a student's survey from the Child Study team. Next, let's move on to My Settings, represented by the gear icon. The gear stores first your personal information with your phone PIN. If you have been given permission to contact real-time support, you will be asked to provide these 6 digits when contacting us. The security information, where you can change the answers to your security questions and reset your password. If activated, are professional growth features for quick access to staff evaluation, PDP, continuing education credits, and SGO features. And the preference area, which stores access to many features. Let's look at a few. Within the Preference tab is your default home page. You may have the option to default your home page to Tips, Dashboard, or Scheduled Jobs. If you do have access to the dashboard, use this area below to select the widgets that will appear on your dashboard. Use this icon for instructions. You may also have access to your attendance, contact information, and your schedule. The schedule offers a block or list display. Take time to review this area later for other options. I'm going to leave this area now and go back to the top right to continue with the Help area represented by this icon. This area includes My Support information, again displaying your phone PIN if you're authorized to contact real-time support, and our Knowledge Base with our document and video libraries. In this area, you can search based on keywords or click See All Help Files. The next section is our Webinar Video Help, which also has a Search and View All feature. There are very helpful videos on a range of subject matter. Go to the Email Broadcast Library, which displays previously sent real-time notes newsletters, and check out our reference sites, which offers links to state and other needed sites. Next is our calendar icon, which displays events such as activities, parent conferences, and meetings. At the left, notice the print option, instructions for web calendar setup, and your color legend with options to hide categories of events. Now we are back at our home page. You will want to pay attention to your tips, tricks, and announcements. This is where you will see event announcements such as webinar training registration, new functionality, state changes, and timely how-tos. Not everyone's announcements are the same. The information is distributed based on your security. Sometimes you will see this flashing icon. That lets you know we want your attention. It is most likely a new or time-sensitive announcement. If you have the option to activate your dashboard and select widgets, this is how you will view them. Go to the green gear to customize the widget. Grab the widget to drag it to a different area on the page, and use this gear to add or remove widgets. Navigation in real time is done by clicking on tabs. The first level of tabs displays broad category subjects, such as student data, where you can use subtabs for searching for students, adding a new student, printing labels or envelopes, and reports. Attendance for options concerning daily or period attendance, and instruction, where if you are a teacher, you will be using this area to log into your lesson planner or gradebook and possibly entering end of marking period grades. To interrupt our navigation for a moment, notice the question mark at the corner of this page. Clicking on the question mark in this area takes you to the help documentation for that particular option. Our help documentation offers written explanations, screenshots, and tips on our real-time features. Please take advantage of this through the page question mark or the question mark at the top corner, which will display our knowledge base with full written library of help documentation and videos. Everyone needs to know how to search for a student. A few quick points. Use your My Menu. Earlier, we reviewed this feature. Now it's time to use it. If you like this idea of one click to get to a menu option, go back to this area and add more. If you are searching for one student, don't bother typing the whole last name, maybe the first few letters, and then type the first letter of their first name and press Enter. I don't bother taking my hands off the keyboard to click Find Student. I just pressed Enter. Let's look at information on the student's dashboard. Icons appear based on the student and your security permissions. For example, a contact warning primarily used to alert you if a student cannot be picked up from school by someone. By clicking on it, you will see the warning. An IEP icon, noting that the student has an active IEP. Clicking on it will provide viewing options of the IEP and logs the date, time, and user that clicked on the IEP, which is one of the reasons you do not want to share your password with anyone. Student medical concerns, busing notes. Hover over any of the icons to display its purpose, or click on the icon for additional information. The dashboard also includes homeroom, counselor, and case manager information, the student's attendance status, and where the student should be based on their schedule, which we call Scheduled In. If you are using our Related Services Planner or Student Scanning, on the right will be the notification of the student's location. I am going to highlight a few tabs to the left. Use the Personal, View Maintain tab to find demographic, residence, and school information, including bus number and locker. Hover over the locker for the combination. The Contact, View Maintain tab for complete information on all contacts, not just where the student resides. Click on the question mark to access additional details like multiple phone numbers and emails. If your security permission allows, You may also have access to parent portal information or to view the login attempts of this parent portal user. These are great options so you can see how the portal user is viewing their students' information. Attendance, where you can view a summary, monthly, or a yearly view. At the bottom of the yearly view is a legend and a summary of the student's attendance, and an option to print. The student schedule, where you can view in a block or a list format. Let's return to the Student's Personal tab. As you can see, there are many more categories of data to be viewed. Click around and take advantage of the help documents. When you are ready to get to another student, click the New Search button at the bottom of the page. Every tab on the left has a new search button at the bottom to get to another student or group of students. While we are in this area, pay attention to the buttons at the bottom of all tabs. Sometimes you will see some great options. On this page, we have options for printing the page, printing a pass, and an ID card. Let's move on and use our new search button. If you would rather search for a group instead of an individual student, use the homeroom or course filter. Or do not enter anything in the filters and just click Find Student, which will provide a list of all the students in the selected location that you have access to view. On this page, clicking on the column headings will resort the list of students, and at the bottom, you can do a quick export to Excel. Let's just click on one of the students in the group. Use the arrow at the right to view other students in your filtered group, or use the Next button at the bottom of the page click through the tabs to learn more about that student. Now we are at the end, but before we go, let's review the session timeout and logging out. A pop-up message will occur if your session has been idle for an administrative determined amount of time. This is your reminder that you're still logged into Realtime. If this message does not get your reply within 1 minute, the logout process will occur. Please be cautious. Make sure you use your Submit and Save buttons prior to working on another task to ensure the data that you have entered has been saved. And best practice is to log out prior to leaving your computer. Simply click on this icon to log out. Now we're really at the end of this training. Remember to be patient. Learning any new software takes time. Use your help documentation, videos, and ask questions. Until next time, thanks for watching and welcome to Realtime.